Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast today. I'm George, your host who always loves to learn and share interesting things. In this episode, we'll be talking about something that many people are interested in, namely, how to speak English like a native.
Hi, George, and hello to all loyal listeners of this podcast. I'm Grace, so happy to be invited today. This topic is really interesting because I'm also trying to improve my English skills, so maybe I'll learn a lot from this chat.
I'm so glad you could come, Grace. So, why do you think it's important for us to be able to speak English like a native speaker?
I think English is not just about ordinary communication now, George. English has become a kind of mandatory skill, especially if we want to develop in the global world, whether it's work, study, or even just traveling. But speaking like a native is a challenge in itself.
Totally agree. Many people say that learning grammar is one thing, but learning accent, intonation, and idioms is another more difficult thing. But Grace, in your opinion, why is native-like pronunciation important? Isn't it important that people understand what we mean?
That's right, George. But sometimes pronunciation that is close to native makes us sound more confident and professional, especially if we have to present in front of foreigners or take part in a job interview at an international company. They are usually more impressed if we speak fluently and naturally.
That's right, Grace. Well, today I want to give you some tips, and I also want to hear about your experiences in learning English. So for the listeners, stay tuned, okay? We will discuss everything from accents to simple tricks to make chatting in English more relaxed. Grace, by the way, how did you start learning English?
When I was little, George, I only learned from songs. I like listening to English pop songs. But back then I didn't understand the meaning, I just sang along. What about you?
Almost the same. I also started with music. But I also often watched movies without subtitles, even though it felt dizzy at that time.
Wow, that was challenging. Can you immediately grasp what they said?
At first, no. But over time, I started to understand the sentence patterns that are often used. In your opinion, Grace, what is the most difficult thing when learning to speak like a native?
For me, it's the accent. I always feel like the pronunciation of certain words is unnatural. For example, the word water. I often get confused about whether to say it like a British or American.
Oh yeah. British and American accents are very different. Which accent do you prefer to learn?
I prefer the American accent because I hear it more often in movies. But what about you?
I'm flexible, but I tend to lean towards the American accent too. Now, for listeners who are confused about choosing an accent, my suggestion is to just choose one that you often hear. Grace, do you know of a simple way to practice accents?
I don't know, George. What's that?
Try using the shadowing technique. You hear a sentence in a movie or podcast, then repeat it exactly as they say it. This helps to follow their rhythm and intonation.
Oh, like imitating exactly like that? It sounds fun. But what if we don't know the meaning of the sentence being repeated?
Well, that's the good thing. You can learn the meaning and context at the same time. Grace, do you think it's important to learn idioms?
It's important, because idioms make us sound more natural. But sometimes I'm confused about where to use them.
Idioms are tricky. My advice is to learn the idioms that often appear first. For example, break the ice or spill the beans. Do you know what they mean, Grace?
Break the ice is like breaking the ice, right? I don't know about spill the beans.
That's right for break the ice. Spill the beans means leaking a secret.
Wow, that's very interesting. Do you have any other tips, George, to make us sound more natural?
Of course. One of them is not to be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes people focus too much on grammar until they don't dare to speak. Have you ever experienced something like that?
Very often. I'm really afraid of making grammar mistakes when talking to strangers, but I don't think they care.
That's right. They usually appreciate our efforts to talk. Grace, do you think role play is effective for practice?
Very effective. I've tried it with a friend. We pretended to be customers and baristas at a coffee shop. It was so much fun.
That's a great idea. Also, I think it's important to have a partner to talk to. Do you have a partner to practice with?
I used to chat with my college friends who liked English. Now, I talk to myself more often in front of the mirror.
That's also good. By the way, Grace, have you ever tried learning from games or applications?
Yes, I use Duolingo, but sometimes I prefer learning from online games, because you can chat with other players.
Cool. Games are indeed a fun way to learn. Oh yeah, do you have any special tricks to be more confident when speaking English in public?
Usually, I practice first while recording my voice. I listen again and correct if there's something wrong. What about you?
I also like recording my voice. But I also sometimes talk while walking so I'm not too tense. Do you think it's important to learn about their culture too?
Very important, because their culture often influences the way they speak. For example, Americans tend to be more relaxed and use a lot of slang.
That's right. And slang is also one way we sound more casual. Do you have a favorite slang, Grace?
I like "what's up" because it's easy and often used. What about you?
I like "no worries." It sounds chill. Grace, how do you think you can avoid sounding too textbook when speaking?
Maybe we should listen to more authentic conversations, like watching vlogs or listening to podcasts like this.
That's right. Okay, last one, Grace. What's your message for listeners who want to improve their English?
Don't be afraid to start and don't be too hard on yourself. Just enjoy the process. You must agree, right?
Totally agree. Okay, thank you very much, Grace, for your time today. Our chat was very inspiring.
Thank you too, George. It was a pleasure to chat here.
Okay, listeners, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to keep practicing and stay positive. See you in the next episode. Ordinary. Ordinary means normal, usual, or not special or extraordinary. Example: the house may look ordinary from the outside, but inside it's very luxurious. Mandatory. Mandatory means something that is required by law, rule, or necessity. Example: wearing seatbelts while driving is mandatory to ensure safety. Dizzy. Dizzy means feeling lightheaded or unsteady. It can also refer to a feeling of confusion or being overwhelmed. Example: I feel dizzy after spinning around so many times. Tend. Tend means to have a particular habit, inclination, or to look after and care for something. Example: she tends to be very careful with her money. Pretended. Pretended means to act as if something is true when it is not, or to make believe. Example: she pretended to be sick so she wouldn't have to go to school.
Thank you for watching. To improve your English skills, don't forget to practice every day. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and comment.